Hello, all you people. Well, today I'm going to do a review of a Queen album. After quite a long time. The last one I did was News of the World, which was I think at least 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm going to do this video, this album review now. And yeah, and I also have to say that this album review was I made this by request because someone said, "Oh, can you do this? Can you do this album for me?" And I have it. And yeah, the album I'm going to review today is Queen album, obviously, an album of the 70s, and it was released in 1975, and the album is Night of the Opera, one of my favorite Queen albums of all time, and yeah, I would recommend this album to everybody who wants to get into Queen stuff, and everybody who wants to have a CD of Queen besides probably the greatest hits, because I know many people start off with, becoming Queen fan by listening to greatest hits and then buying the albums, studio albums. So Night at the Opera would be a good start for you. And yeah, now I'm going to go into the songs of the album. You know. Okay, first song is Death on Two Legs, dedicated to Donald Sheffield, the former manager of Queen before they left. Before John Wright became the manager of Queen, and yeah, Donald Sheffield managed for for the first 4 years on the first three albums, Queen, Queen 1, Queen 2, and Sheer Heart Attack, and yeah, and they got rid of him because they were not really satisfied with his work and with managing the band, and especially Freddie Mercury had some problems with him, and that's why he wrote the song for him. And yeah, it's a cool song. It starts also with a very long piano intro. I think the piano intro lasts, well, I think, yeah, there's, okay, first of all, there's piano, and then there comes the guitar and stuff, and the instrumental intro of the song lasts for about 1 minute and 2 seconds, I think. And and then you have Freddie Mercury singing the lyrics in a very aggressive tone, and the words of the lyrics of the song are pretty hard and rough, and no, it's a cool start of an album, and I I really do like the lyrics, even though they're pretty harsh. Mm, it's Freddie Mercury who wrote the song, and this song's really epic, in my opinion. And my favorite part um, of of the song, my favorite quote of it is, "Now you can kiss my ass goodbye," because I first of all I really like the studio version, but I also like the live version of the song, where Freddie turns his back to his to the audience and just points at his back, and yeah, that's it. And then we have the live versions of Death on Two Legs. Well, the live versions. Probably the best live version of Death on Two Legs would be Hammersmith 79 or something. Some of the some of the 80s, early 80s, concerts like Oakland 80 and stuff, and it's cool. I mean, and Freddie sounds really brilliant on the song, and he knows the piano intro and stuff, and yeah. And the worst version of Death on Two Legs, Legs is definitely 423. Yeah, because for obvious reasons, yeah, I mean, Freddie's voice is short, tone is short, and everything. I mean, the musicianship of on the song is okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. That the vocals, oh my god. But yeah, as you know, I'm a big fan of 423, and so yeah, I mean, but obviously it's the worst live version, so yeah. And then the next song would be "Rising on a Sunday Afternoon," written also by Mr. Freddie Mercury, and it's musically and lyrically it's a very big contrast to the fun to the song that came before, you know, Death on Two Legs, because the song reminds you of a song of the 20s or 30s, and everything sounds happy, and yeah, it's like something very yeah, it sounds like a really chilly and relaxed number, and I really like the piano intro of the song, and the guitar solo at the end and at the end of the song, and I yeah, I also like the kind of the the way Freddie sings. He sings like he would sing into one of these things like this one, and no, it's fun, and also yeah. Unfortunately, they couldn't produce the same effect with Freddie's voice on the live version of the song. But there's some good live versions. I think the best would be Boston '76, where Freddie is really great, and sings everything in really great vocal shade, and I mean everything is fine, and also the musicianship and stuff. And the worst version of Rising on a Sunday Afternoon is really has to be Hineji of Fukuoka at 76. I would go with Hineji, because this is the version when Freddie is first of all Freddie is not in good shape due to his nodules, and yeah, also Brian fucks up the guitar solo and of the song, and then Freddie laughs about it, and yeah, it's funny to listen to that. It's not a good version. It's actually a worse version I've heard so far of Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon. And the next song would be is I'm in Love with My Car, written by Roger Taylor, and also it features him on lead vocals and stuff. And even though I'm not a big Roger Taylor fan of the songs of the 70s, this song I really like. it's really cool, and I like his his really raspy tone, and oh man, it's just like, yeah, he's really passionate about his car, and you know, I can totally imagine Roger singing this song while driving, uh, 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 either driving his car or washing his car, or doing whatever with his car. It's just, it fits him very well. And I also like, of course, I like the instrumental, the instruments used in the song, you know, the guitar and stuff. And yeah, and I'm also glad that they didn't decide to you know um put let Freddie sing the lead vocals on live version, because that wouldn't have fit to Freddie at all. And so I'm pretty glad that Roger sang the song. And actually, I would say I'm in love with my car. The best live version of it would be some, either, yeah, of course, one of the Crazy tour concerts, which I would say one of the two Newcastle shows of '79, and also Hammersmith are some of the early, you know, some of the um, yeah, some of also a few of the jazz tour versions, like Barcelona. Um, Even though, you know, on jazz tour Freddie isn't really known for being in good shape, but anyway, I mean, it's Roger singing the song, and I think yeah, it's really um these versions are really cool, and the worst version would be either for 30 or for 23, and not because of Roger fucking up the song or something, or the musicianship, but because of Freddie's that background vocals. Yeah, even him singing background vocals is mm, it's fun to listen to, but I mean, there are better versions of it definitely. Okay, next song is "You're My Best Friend," written by Mr. John Deacon, the bass player, the silent bass player. Um, and it's one of his better known songs. You know, it's actually the second song he ever he wrote for a studio album. The first released for a studio album, because the first one would have been Miss Fire on the album She Heart Attack. And the song features um, you know, John playing the electric piano, and it's something. It's very beautiful. You know, I mean, I really like this intro that piano. Know, dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it fits perfectly. I mean, on each John Deacon song was sung or performed by Freddie, and I mean, it's really cool, and I I like actually the lyrics to it, because yeah, everybody can relate to the lyrics. I mean, everybody had. I hope everybody has a friend um, who can relate to very good, and who we can trust, uh and yeah, that really good friendship, and yeah, it's really it's not really about relationship or something. I think it's about really best friends, and um yeah, I mean um it has the it's really I mean the song has a really catchy tune to it. I mean every song written by John Deacon is somehow catchy. Even very early songs like Miss Fire or You're My Best Friend. And so so I it's one of my favorite John Deacon songs written by John Deacon, at least in the 70s. And yeah, there are also a few live versions of it, as you know. Not only a few, but quite a few. Yeah, and the best live version would be I really like the live version of Copenhagen, of the News of the World tour, because it's it's awesome. I mean everything is great. Freddie is in good shape, which is always good when Freddie is in good shape, and I mean nothing's wrong with this version. The worst version would be, yeah, I have to say it again. It is Japan 1079. It would be I would pick actually 5-1. Yeah, because every oh man, Freddy's was monotone at this point at the time, and yeah, it's funny listening to that. Nothing else. I mean, there's nothing that you can say like, oh, great. Freddie is in really awesome vocal shape. I mean, musicianship is fine and everything. Like, I don't know. I, yeah, always the 1079 is always as a candidate for worst versions of songs. Yeah, it's just like that. Okay, the next song is um actually it would be actually the first song written by the Doctor, by Nate, and it also was performed with uh the lead vocals of um uh, um featured by Nate, and the song, yeah, actually, and I have to also add that John Deacon is playing there the double bass. And yeah, now to the content of the song. The song is about an astronaut or something like that, a time traveler basically, who travels across time and space and everything, and he starts in the year 39, and it's like, yeah, he travels and travels and travels, and for him only 1 year. He gets 1 year older, and then you know comes on to his planet, probably planet Earth. I don't know, and he then realizes, oh, the on the Earth or on this planet, his time, yeah, was processing very fast, much faster as to him, and so when only 1 year passed away for him. He is only 1 year older. The people on his home planet, maybe planet Earth, I don't know, are 100 years, 100 years older, and so he he searches for his wife, and he doesn't find her, but he only finds either, yeah, he finds his daughter, and she's an old woman, because he has been 100 years away, and it's like, yeah, it's really sad and depressed, and yeah, it's just about time traveling, and I mean, I don't know too much about time traveling, although I've seen a movie called The Time Machine, but I what I've heard is very interesting for me, and I think it's the only. I mean, the song is written in a kind of country style. You know, it could be a country song, and only musically, not from the words, but only musically, and 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 by the melody. You know, every if you change the words for it, it could be a perfect country song, but it isn't. And I think this is the first and the first and the very, very first country song about, you know, astronauts time traveling and stuff, which was written in a uh, written actually in a country song style, you know, and it's, as far as I know, it might be the only one, because I never heard a song like this, and it's probably one of my favorite Queen songs, which feature Brian on lead vocals. So I really like the song. Now, yeah, live versions. Um, okay, yeah, you know, um, as you might know, they decided to put let Freddie sing the lead vocals on the live versions, which is okay. I mean, everything is great. I mean, but I really would have liked Brian to sing the lead vocals on the live version. I mean, nowadays he does, but I would have liked to hear him sing 39 Live in back in the days when Queen was still with Freddie and stuff. So yeah, it would be interesting, even though I really like uh Freddie's live rendition of the song. Best live version of 39 would be probably either yeah, would be one of the Crazy Tour concerts like Glasgow or Hammersmith, and the worst live version would be for a 4:30, because yeah, Japan 79. What else do I have to say about it? I mean, people. I mean, it might be annoying that I keep mentioning um you know, Japan 79 all the time, but it is what it is. I mean, Japan 79 has the best nominations for worst versions of songs, so I'll pick for a 4:30 79. It is what it is. What it is. Sorry. Okay. Next song would be Sweet Lady, also written by Mr. Planey. And yeah. Sorry to insult all your fans of Sweet Lady. I don't know if you if you like the song so much, but I I don't like the song so much. It's like it's the least favorite song on the album A Night at the Opera. And I I don't like. I mean, musically the song's okay, but I don't really think the lyrics the lyrics fits into the melody or the instrumentations very good. It doesn't fit. Sorry, and it's I don't know. It's not really one of my favorite songs of Queen, and I mean I can accept it. I won't skip it if I listen to A Night at the Opera, but I won't I definitely won't listen to it once again and once again and once again like I do on some other songs. Um, but yeah, okay, now live versions. Best live version would be Boston '76, and and that and because yeah, Freddie's in good shape and it's his best. I think Boston would be one of the best vocal performances of Freddie in '76. The other two one would be Edinburgh or and Hyde Park. Um, and everything's fine, but I don't think the song works too well right at the beginning of of the set list. I think it would be better if they had they had some other songs at the beginning and then would perform Sweet Lady later on. But it's only my opinion on the song. It's okay. I mean it was Queen's decision, the band's decision when to perform or which time to perform Sweet Lady. I mean okay. Then worst version of live version of the song is probably Nagoya '76. I mean, yeah, it's nodules once again. Freddy's not in very good shape. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, it's funny, but it's not the best. It's definitely not the best live version of Sweet Lady. And by the way, I don't think in general, I don't think Sweet Lady worked great as a as a live performance. Even though I don't really like the studio version, but I prefer the studio version to the live version. So mm, that's just my opinion on Sweet Lady. Next song is Seaside Rendezvous, written by Freddie Mercury, and it's quite similar to Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, but for, from going from the style, you know, uh, it doesn't have the vocal effect as it has on Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, but it has some other vocal effects. I mean, Freddie and Roger are singing, pretending to sing some instruments on the instrumental part. And in fact, they are not really playing the instruments. It's just using some effects and kind of producing the noises and sounds which imitate instruments, which is cool. I mean, it sounds like a song of the 20s or 30s, and I like the vaudeville style of Queen songs, and unfortunately um, the song is also quite short. I mean, it's not as short as Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon because this is only, I think it's only 1 minute and 7 seconds, and Seaside Rendezvous is about 2.5 minutes long. I mean, it's not really long, but it's the second shortest number. No, actually not. It's the third shortest number of of the album, and that is really a funny song. I mean, it's funny and relaxing listening to it, and you get and whenever you're down and listening to it, and you get happy. I promise you. And actually, I like it. I prefer to Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon because it has more of the happy feeling, and um, it's just a brilliant Freddie Mercury composition, and it's a typically early Freddie Mercury composition because he always produced that stuff like Fling Back the Glitter Clown, Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, Seaside Rendezvous, and Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy. Yeah, and unfortunately there's no live version of the song, so I can't really say which song, which version of that's which the worst. But actually, I don't think that the song would have worked live because of all the vocal effects they used on the studio version. I think they weren't able to this time to produce these effects live. So I mean, yeah, I'm quite glad I didn't use it perform it live. Okay, next song is another Plan A composition. It's the Prophet song. It's the longest song. It's the longest song ever on any studio album by Queen. It's about 8.5 minutes long, and I really like the song. It's even though I'm not a really true religious person, and but there it doesn't have to do so much that Bible, God, and something. It's just you can also concentrate on just on the vocals and the melody and the instruments, um, and yeah, it's like and May actually plays the toy Koto on the song, which is cool, and it has a really good effect, on a little section of that in little section, it's the only the vocal sections in which Freddie sings uh, just all the infos and stuff, and it's just awesome. I mean, some live versions are also good. But I really like the studio versions more than the live versions overall, and it's just like um really really awesome song. I mean, it sounds a little it sounds first yeah the first two verses of song sound a little bit like uh, no, only a little bit like a song you would sing in church. Uh, but I mean, also I like the the ending of the song, and also the guitar playing on the Prophet song, and now we have the live versions. Last live version would be Boston 76. Which a funny thing about it is that Freddie sings on the info section. One time he sings Death on Two Legs, or part of Death on Two Legs, even though Death on Two Legs was performed only a tour later, a day at the Races tour, as you know, Boston 76 was still a night at the Opera tour, so fun fact only. But yeah, it's it's great, and first first version of the song before Fukuoka 76. Mm. If you like if you like laughing about Freddy and stuff, then it's wonderful. Then you're just like me, by the way, that it's not really a version you would recommend somebody who's just getting into Queen, because then the person would immediately stop listening to Queen or listening to live concert or whatever, because the person would be quite disappointed about Freddie or Freddie's vocal performance and stuff. And also, as you know, also the band is not really good on these Japan 70, most of some of the Japan 76 concerts, like Himeji, Fukuoka, Nagoya, whatever. And yeah, that's that live versions of Prophet song. Next song is Love of My Life, written by Freddie Mercury, and it's actually dedicated to his love of his life, Larry Austin, and it's a really yeah it starts off with the piano, and also it also features Brian May playing the harp, and I actually like the studio version more, that because it features a piano in it, and the live version only has the guitar on it, and the acoustic guitar. But um it's I mean um everything's okay with the studio version. I really like Freddie using his falsetto, and it's a song um that means I think that means a lot to Queen fans, because especially on concerts now, yeah, especially nowadays, you see um, on video Freddie performing parts of the songs, and yeah, as I see the reaction of the fans are really emotional and stuff, and I really like the song, and it's one of my favorites of the whole album. Okay, that's live version of Love of My Life. Um, hmm. I think the I would say um the best live version of Love of My Life um would be 11/24 uh 90 81, and yeah, because it's just so cool. I like Freddie's vocals on the song, and also a good version would be, of course, Hammersmith 79. Worst version of Love of My Life. Hmm, it's hard to choose. Okay, even though it's not a really not the nomination for the worst version, but for some cases I don't like the version of the second family concert. I don't know, it's just like Freddie's not really in good shape, and he sounds rough in spots, and I don't like the fact that they used to Queen you know uses the version of Love of My Life on a concert in order to show Freddie, give Freddie you know a camera appearance, and it's not a really good version to choose. I would rather have something like Montreal 81, the the official released one, because if they have to put what something official, then Montreal, not Wembley 86. Um okay, and yeah, back to the worst version. Uh, the worst live version would be um let's see, 1079. Yeah, it's like also, yeah, I would say Fall 28, or yeah, Fall 23. Always a nominee for worst live versions of Love of My Life. And it's like this version kind of ruins I mean, the Fall 23 version kind of ruins the feeling of the song. I mean, every time you listen to Love of My Life, you go like, oh, it's Love of My Life, such a wonderful song, and when you listen to Fall 23, you're like, what the fuck? Freddie's fucking up the song. Oh no, I don't want to listen to it. And that's really, I mean, it's for fun purposes. Not if you want to get into the song and just like sing along and stuff, you have to pick another version, something else, because 423 is not the best version to sing along with, and yeah. And yeah, the next song from the album would be Good Company, written by Brian May. And it's actually the second song sang by Brian May on lead vocals, and it's only the second. It's one of the two songs which were never performed live by Queen. The other song would have been Seaside Rendezvous, as I already mentioned. And yeah, the best. Yeah, I mean, Brian sings kind of sings the song as a kind of moral or lesson to his son, I think, as he's an old man, in order to keep him in good company and tell him how life is like and stuff. And it sounds like it sounds like a song performed by a jazz band of the 30s or 40s, I don't know. And I really like the fact that Lana is playing the Aloha ukulele on the song, and it's a great song. I out of the two songs Brian performed or sang on the studio album, no, either 39 or Good Company, I would still prefer 39. That Good Company is really good. I like it. It's at least one of my favorite Brian May's compositions on the album. I mean, okay, I have to tell, I like most of Brian May's composition on the album except Sweet Lady. So, yeah. And there's nothing much more to say about it, because I can't talk about live version, even though I would have really loved to Brian or Queen in general to perform at least some parts of the songs live, like I did on Bring Back the Blue Road Blonde, because they performed the a few instrumental parts of the song in a kind of medley, and it would be cool to hear Good Company. Not really in a kind of a medley. I could imagine singing Brian the whole song. It would be great. Especially nowadays, it would be cool, because now they would have the money to buy all the instruments they need. They have the different instrumental players in order to get the song, perform the song as they did in the studio version. So I would really like to listen to that. And then when we have probably the most famous Queen song of all time, and of course the most famous song on the album. It's Bohemian Rhapsody, also known as Glow Rap. And wow, I have to say that Bohemian Rhapsody is epic. It's really epic. I mean, it's not overrated, not at all. I mean, even though it's late, it's when there's on the radio, when they're playing a Queen song, when Queen gets mentioned, every time Bohemian Rhapsody gets mentioned, and it's a really awesome song. It's as I told, it's written by Freddie Mercury, and and some lyrically, nobody really knows what the song is all about. And I can tell it's bullshit that it's about AIDS or Freddie having AIDS, because the song was written in at least in about 75, and there are stories that Freddie had part of the song the night much earlier, and yeah, I mean, even if you asked a doctor back then about AIDS, he would have said, "What is AIDS?" And so why where does this theory come from that Freddie's singing about AIDS or having AIDS? Or because first he didn't have AIDS back then, and second nobody knew what AIDS is back then, and third would be if Freddie hadn't known about AIDS and he didn't have AIDS, he had to have a kind of a crystal ball or something that he didn't. I don't think he had, because otherwise he would have avoided certain things in order to prevent AIDS, or something like that. Or he would, for example, he would also have to learn to perform on 2 times a day in order to prevent vocal nodules. Yeah, the AIDS thing is shit. And yeah, no, back to the song. My favorite part of the song is the opera section, because it's really cool. You hear Roger and Brian and Freddie singing in and like in the opera singers, and like I also like and especially I like the part when Roger sings a really high Galileo, and Freddie sings really low Galileo, and it's just awesome. Also, the ending is cool, where it's nothing really matters, anyone can see, nothing really matters to me. And I mean, the piano intro of the first verse is actually, yeah, I mean, this is epic. I mean, everybody knows it. And when you start the first notes of the song, of the uh of the first two verses are actually the first verse. And oh man, I can't tell enough about the song. Like, everybody likes it. I mean, everybody likes it. Even my sister likes it, and she doesn't really know that too much about Queen. And people, yeah, and also I have to mention it. Also I also like the version of this drunk Canadian guy who was arrested by police or something like that, and he sang back in the car version of Bohemian Rhapsody. And the funny thing is, he's he's drunk as hell, and he's still able to remember the words of the song, and at least most of the words of the song. Sometimes he fucks a little bit up, but not too bad. Mm, it's really a really epic song, and it's not overrated at all. I mean, it's I wouldn't call it underrated too, but yeah, I mean it's one of Queen's most epic songs, and so yeah, and okay, now live versions. The best live version of Bohemian Rhapsody is 4:23:79, because Freddie's vocals are really, really, really great. I mean, he knows everything, and it's like, oh man, it's just wonderful, awesome, and everything goes fine. And the worst live version would be Hammersmith 79 because Reggie fucks up all the vocals, and I mean he sounds like he's dying or something like that, or and he has to invent different phrasings in order to not crack, and on many parts of the song he he still cracks, and no, it's not really my favorite song and my favorite version of the song. Yeah, and I hope you understood the joke. Otherwise, your problem. My favorite medley version of the song would be, or kind of medley version of the song would be Live Aid, because even though he's only singing the first two verses of the song, it's awesome. I would have wanted him to sing the rock section at the end of the song, because that would be epic. That didn't really fit into the concert and the time limit of Live Aid, so I'm happy with what you have on performed and on Live Aid. Oh man, I just noticed I have spoken about the Human Rhapsody about for about 10 minutes or so, so great. It's it's a favorite song of mine. Next song and last song of the album would be God Save the Queen, and it's actually not written by Queen at all. It's it's the English national anthem, and it's arranged by Brian May and guitar and stuff. And yeah, I like the arrangement of God Save the Queen. It's epic, and I like the fact that they they always played it at the end of shows, and I mean it's cool that they had it on the record and played it from the record because then they had time to say goodbye and concentrate on other things than playing the song, especially then by Nick, of course, then because he would have been busy to play, and yeah, it's just an epic ending, and visually the most epic ending of God Save the Queen would be all the Magic Tour concert in which Freddie looks like kind of kind of a king with his crown up there and stuff. And but then there's not really a bad version of God Save the Queen because it's played from the record, so nothing wrong to do. But actually, the worst, not the worst, like the funniest version of God Save the Queen would be Caracas from 1981 because of Freddie's fucking epic words at the end. It's like, let's go home and get fucked, and that's it. Ciao. it's it's just epic. I really love listening to this to the version of God Save the Queen on Caracas 81. So yeah, I mean this was my review of Night at the Opera. I hope you liked it, and yeah, and I'll be reviewing some some more albums of Queen, or the remaining albums of Queen um later on, not later, next week or something like that. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun doing the review, and I hope, yeah, as I told you, I hope you like the song and the review, and I hope also you like my live recommendations, and yeah, there's nothing more to say at that, and besides the fact that I will be reviewing, first of all I will be reviewing all the 70 albums, and then I go into the 80s and 90s. Oh, the yeah 90s. Yeah, there are only two studio albums from the 90s. So yeah, let's see what and let's see what I'll be reviewing next week or next time or so. And as I did before, I won't do the review the albums in order. I just pick a random album. Um, actually not. Yeah, in order to keep a little bit a little amount of suspense. So see you soon. Goodbye from Germany.